Our next topic is the open house. How do you feel about doing open houses? That's the look I get in most audiences when I talk about open houses. In fact, someone once asked, can you teach us how not to do them? My philosophy on open houses is that it is a great source of business. And the reason people don't like open houses sometimes is because I think they do them wrong and they don't set them up. So in this topic, my goal is to talk about how to make open houses a great source of business, how to establish a greeting with your prospect that makes them want to be with you, and how to convert these people to appointments. A very good friend of mine who moved from Colorado to California into an area in which he had never sold before, didn't know anyone, didn't have any referrals. His only source of business was open houses. And in the first year, doing open houses as his primary prospecting tool, sold something like $20 million worth of real estate. So if you're wondering whether or not open houses are a good source of business, they're a good source if you treat it as a good source. And the sellers expect you to do them anyway. Your companies would like you to showcase their properties, so let's do it right. I think open houses can be fun. So let's, instead of having, I don't want to do open houses, let's say, let's make this work. What duration of an open house? Probably the shorter the better. They all come in the last hour anyway. I would rather have you have 1, 2, or 3 open houses on a Sunday, depending on your markets. Some of the wide areas of California, New Jersey, maybe it's too far away, but if you're in a subdivision where you can put a couple of them together, do so. So let's today make open houses work for you. So the first question is, why do you hold open houses? Do you do it to sell the home? Yes, I hear. My answer is no. What's the odds they're going to buy an open house? It's slim to none. Most of the people come to the open house, if they come off the ad, they don't even know what the house is like. They walk up, it's nothing as they imagine. If they come off the sign, you have a higher likelihood of selling that property because they already like the area. They like it from the outside, so they come to the inside, and if that's not any different from the outside in terms of quality, they may buy it. But the concept I would present to you is what I call presumed innocence. Let's not try to convict these people of being buyers for a property that they're probably not going to buy. The attitude I recommend for open houses is, they're at the wrong home, they're not going to buy this one, but they just don't know it yet. Same as ad calls. Now, if they decide they want to buy the house, let them. How's that? If they want to buy, let them buy, but otherwise, no. Do we hold open houses to satisfy the seller? Yes. Unfortunately, yes, and I think it's wrong. I think you should tell the sellers, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, let me tell you the truth about open houses. If on the market I have home A, B, C, and D on the market, the odds of buyer A coming to the home that they should buy, which is home A, and making that perfect match, what is the likelihood of that happening? I submit to you, not very high. Now, with the exceptions, there's areas in this country where when an open house comes on the market, everybody's waiting for it, and that may happen. But typically what happens is buyer A goes to home C. And after they're in the home for 5 minutes, they go, this wouldn't work for me. And as a real estate agent, what do? The truth is, you take them to home A. That's the whole point of this business. And I would recommend that you tell your sellers that. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I'm going to hold an open house, but the odds are most of the people coming through your open house will probably buy other homes. Well, then why are you doing one on my home? And what's the true answer to that? Because if you are in home C, guess where buyer C is going? They're going over here to home R, over here to home Q. And it's my job to make sure that they end up at your home. How do you get traffic to your open houses? Most people put in an ad, and that's it. Hope somebody comes. Really hope somebody shows up. I remember open houses where it seemed like the day the earth stood still. Traffic stopped. So how do we avoid that kind of open house? First of all, every open house, you should have some form of guest registry, legal pad, computer database, whatever it is you do. In every single open house, anybody who comes through, you get these people entered in your guest registry. And then every successive open house, the first thing you do is get on the phone and say, hi, my name is David Knox. You came to my open house at this address, and I just want to let you know we have another one in a similar price range. Would you be interested in coming by? Great. Why don't you come to the early part of the open house? See you there. Next. And you get on the phone. You create your own traffic. Create your own. Don't hope an ad's going to draw. Don't hope the sign's going to draw. Those are easy. If they come from signing ads, they're going to come. But what you need to do, call your current buyer list, even if maybe it's not the perfect home for them. So, Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, I've got a property that I'm holding open on Sunday. I don't know if it's a perfect fit for you, but if you guys are out, maybe you ought to stop by. We can talk. You can at least maybe learn the market. Call the neighbors. Invite the neighbors to the open house. A lot of owners say, well, we don't want the neighbors to show up. Yes, we do. For a couple of reasons. One, maybe those neighbors have friends that would like to move into the area. They're a good source of business. Number two, for your own purposes, maybe these neighbors want to move out. And when they meet you at the open house, see what a good job you do, it may be a listing prospect. And the third, when a real prospect comes into the open house and sees 5 or 6 other people, what's their perception? It's a pretty popular home. So having other people in the open house is not a bad thing. Canvass the move-up area nearby. If you're holding an open house in the mid-hundreds, NAR statistics say that people will buy the 150 home probably live in something for about 100 to 110. Do your demographic research, find the $110,000 buyers, and canvass that neighborhood and say, you know, our research shows that people living in this neighborhood typically move there in that price range. Would you like to come? Here's information on my open house. And if you're in a starter home, call the apartments nearby. Just fundamental target marketing. You take the responsibility for bringing them to your open house. Mail advance invitations, and you've all seen the advance signs, you know, open house this Sunday. So you take the responsibility for getting there. How do you prepare for an open house? Get all your feature sheets together, business cards, calculator, have some MLS printouts of other properties in the area. Why?
Compare.
Because you know they're not going to buy this house, but they're going to buy something. So the minute they say, boy, this house doesn't work for me, you ask a couple questions, how soon, how long, etc., what type of home are you looking for, right away you can say, you know what, I have 3 in that area that you might be interested in. If you'd like, do you have a moment to sit down? We can talk about them. And when they say, do you know of any other homes in the area? If you go, no, I really don't, but I could find out. Oh, that's impressive. But if you can come back and say, yeah, the property down there is 1,600 square feet, 3 beds, 2 baths, double garage, west side of town. I know of one over here. I know another one. And right away, if you can give them 3 quick addresses, what's the perception of a buyer?
You know you're doing.
Whoa, whoever she is, boy, she knows her stuff. Honey, yeah, gosh, if she knows 3 that quick. Yeah, what else do you have? Well, and then you're into it. So demonstrate your competence, having your act together. And obviously get the owners out of the house, and we're going to talk about that in our listing presentation videos about how, Mr. and Ms. Seller, please give us the privacy of your home. And in terms of preparing the home, there's a number of videos on the market. Our company has one, other companies have them. And these videos explain to the owners the importance of appealing to their 5 senses and cleaning it up and making it attractive and appealing to the open house. So if you're not using some kind of video to teach your owners the importance of this, I highly recommend that you do that. And then the owners have been told objectively, leave the home and make it look nice. So let's talk about the greeting of an open house. And I have a technique for you that may be different than what you've heard before. I'd like each of you to imagine a recent time where you walked into a retail store and your mission was to buy. You have one of those in mind? Somebody share with me the last. What was yours? Pardon?
Going out to
Okay, and what were you going to buy?
new suit,
New suit. Anybody else? What were you going to buy? Pardon?
dresses.
You're going to go buy some dresses. Okay, you walk into the front door of the store, you know that you're going to buy. Am I correct? Your mission is to buy. You have your credit card cocked and ready to go. You walk in the front door of the store, and what does the salesperson say to you? In every retail store on the planet? Can I help you? To which you reply, I'm just looking. It's called the retail dance. May I help you? No, thank you, just looking, and off we go. It happens all over the world. Now, here's my question. You wanted to buy a dress, didn't you? Why did you send the salesperson scampering off someplace?
I want my own suit.
Okay, listen to these answers. You want your own space. Why else? You want to look on your own. You don't want to be pressured. You don't want to be sold. Even though you're on a mission to buy, it's like, leave me alone. Get out of my way. So if you take a look at this, what happens is the amount of involvement a salesperson wants with you right away is very high. Thanks for coming to the open house. May I show you through the house? Let me tell you what a beautiful 3-bed, 2-bed, double garage. Oh, would you like to see something at your price range? Oh, let me take a look at the closing. And they're all over you. Meanwhile, you're like, no thanks, just looking. Then what happens? You start going around the store looking at dresses. Because typically when you all go through the store, after a while you look around, you're checking out, and finally you find the product you want to buy, don't you? It's a VCR, it's a dress, whatever it is, and you pick it up and you go, honey, well, what do you think of this? Well, I don't know if it's compatible with our input jacks on the TV. Well, it would work. Well, let's ask a salesperson. And they're gone. You know why? Because the salesperson thinking, oh, you're just looking at it. Well, then go look on your own. Why don't you go shop through our catalog and think, Daddy, you people just coming in looking around. Meanwhile, you're up here ready to buy, and they're gone. So we are out of our wavelengths. We're out of harmony with the public. So I'm going to recommend that you do to your open house prospects what you'd like done in the stores that you go to. So let's take a look at some scenarios where I meet the people at the front door, and to practice what I have demonstrated here, my philosophy is when people come in an open house, give them some space, get out of their face, and let them see the home. Here's a novel idea. You let them see the home first. Hello, welcome to the open house.
How are you?
I'm David Knox.
Well, I'm pleased to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for coming today. How did you hear about the open house?
I just saw the ad in the paper.
Oh, good. Well, thanks for coming. Would you like me to show you through? Would you like to see it on your own?
Walk through by myself if you don't mind.
Okay, you're welcome to do
Okay.
that. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to the open house.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming today. How did you hear about it?
We're just driving around and we saw the sign. We stopped.
Good. Looking at the area then.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming. Would you like me to show you through? Would you like to see it on your own?
We'd like to see it on our own if that's
Please
okay.
do feel free to. Before you leave, would you do me a favor and stop by? I'll give you a feature sheet for the property, and I'd like to ask you a few questions.
All right.
All right.
Thanks.
That sounds good.
Thanks, you guys. Okay, so as you've seen in every one of those areas, meet them at the front door, smile, and I know what they want to do, and you do too. What do they want to do? See the house. So what do? We let them go. So we know that their philosophy is, no, thanks, just looking, and at some point they might be ready for you and I. So what we do is go, oh, all right, would you like to see it on your own? Would you like me to show you through, see it on your own? Most people just let me go, so let them go. But the question that some of you ask is, well, how do I get their name? How do I get their number? How do I get the guest registry? How do I give them feature sheets? How do I do all that? Wait, because they have to come by you on the way out, don't they? And you need to be there. So as you send them through the house, you notice in the last example I said, by the way, before you folks leave, stop by, I'll give you a feature sheet, and I want to ask you what you think of, you fill in the blank. So basically you offer them a feature sheet, and you ask them a question that you're looking for the answer for. Do you think your people would be comfortable with that? Now as they come back, they've seen what they want to see, then it's time to debrief them. So let's see how we would do that. How soon do you plan on moving?
Probably somewhere between 2 and 6 or 8 months.
Why that long range?
Well, I'm a dentist and I'm not established now. I don't know where I'm going to be, so I'm not sure if this is the neighborhood that I
see.
need to be in.
If you found a home today that you did like, what would you do? Could you buy it today?
I'm not sure.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if you're not in a position to move, then you've got some things to resolve before you move, is that right?
Yeah, I definitely do.
Hi.
Hi.
How did you like the house?
It was nice.
Nice?
It was not quite me, but
How do you mean not quite you?
the rooms were a little bit chopped up, but
Okay.
otherwise it's a nice house.
It is? Okay, but
Yeah.
not one that would work for you?
Probably not.
Yeah, you know what? The odds of finding a home by going through open houses is kind of hard. You got to see
I've been
a lot
doing
of
a lot of that.
Have you really? How
Yeah.
many do you think?
Oh, 20?
20.
Probably.
You got to be tired of that by now.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep.
How soon did you want to move?
Within about a month.
So you're looking
Month or two.
month or two.
Yeah.
Do you want to buy in a month or two, or do you want to be settled in a month or two?
Buy. For sure within a month. Yeah, moved by 2.
Move by two.
About-
So you need to make a decision on a home fairly quickly.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If you found something today, what would you do?
I'd buy it.
You would.
Yes, I would.
Hi. How did you like the home?
Oh, it's okay.
It was okay.
Just
It was
okay.
okay.
I
Yeah.
promised you a feature sheet on it.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
You-
thanks.
So just okay. What was missing?
Well, it doesn't have the fireplace
I noticed you
upstairs.
gotta. Yeah, exactly. I gotta have a fireplace on.
Gotta have a fire.
Yeah.
I suppose I understand that. It's nice to
Like
have on a
being
cold
close
winter night.
upstairs. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
We must
yeah.
have that.
Okay.
So
How long have you been looking?
Oh, for about 2.5 months now.
Have you
It's
really?
been a while.
Have you seen anything at all that you liked?
No, not really.
not really.
That's gotta be frustrating.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It
there's
is.
always something missing. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
well,
like, you like this,
You know,
but
you
like
gotta
that.
go every weekend and then gotta look around for a house, and it's you like a few and some you don't.
Sure. So how soon would you like to actually find a home?
Oh, I'm thinking in the next 2.5 weeks.
Okay, that's
If
pretty quick.
Possible, yeah.
And then you're looking to be settled within a couple of months after
Oh,
that?
absolutely,
least, yeah.
yes.
Okay.
But,
What would you do if you found something now?
well, if it's something we absolutely like, we'd buy it.
Okay.
Sure.
All righty. In debriefing an open house, what I've illustrated here is a typical open house where you get one little time and then somebody else. If you're fortunate enough, you'll have open houses that are so busy that one's coming in, one's going out, people are all over the place, and the question is, how in the world do I control that? First of all, it's a great problem to have. But a couple of ideas in that. First thing is, when you're talking to somebody at the front door, perhaps, and somebody else comes in, just say, feel free to look through the open house. Before you go, I have one thing to hand you. Thanks. Another thing you can do if you've got just a second, if I'm talking to you, maybe I'm having a conversation with her. Excuse me, just a moment. By the way, thanks for coming by. How soon are you folks looking to move? Oh, not for another couple of 6. Thanks very much. And then you're going to play both against each other. Another idea would be to have a card that you hand out that says, sorry I missed you. If you would be interested in having me contact you to help you find another home, please call me. So you could do something like that and maybe staple that to a feature sheet. And I do think feature sheets should be handed to people after, not before. It gives them something to come back for. Another question might be, what if someone comes to the open house as you're asking questions, say we're already working with a realtor? Nice response to that would be, are you comfortable with that relationship and do you plan to continue? And if they say yes, then say, fine. Out of there. Now, how hard you want to try to get yourself into that relationship, that's up to you. But if they're already happy with the realtor, they intend to work with them, I'd say just go ahead. But if they say, well, we're working with the realtor, are you happy with that? Not really. There's your discontent, and that's what you're looking for. Discontent, talk to me more about that. Well, and then you're off and running, and then you're back into, would you like some help? And back into those questions. The purpose of the debrief is to sort these people out. Either they are a good enough prospect with whom I want an appointment, and in that case, we get an appointment, we do our best to meet with these people later. Maybe some of these people are just so-so, they don't know, they might buy, might sell, might stay in touch. In that case, maybe we get a name and address, and I suggest that you write their name and address and phone number into your own guest registry. You take the guest registry, hold it in your arm and say, if I hear of a home like this, would you like to know about it? Great, how would I reach you? In fact, that's a nice opening question to getting names and numbers. Say, how would I reach you? Well, you can reach us at, okay, and your name, and then you're off and running. And in some cases, in fact, the first gentleman who came through, how motivated did he seem? The gentleman in the blue shirt playing the role of the dentist. He's not ready. When do you want to move? Oh, sometime 2 months, 6 months, couple of years from now, maybe, in the year 2074. Well, would you like to see some homes today? No. So in that case, we just eliminate those people. Our goal is to disqualify, sift through these people in the open house. Out of those people, with whom would you like an appointment?
The last couple.
In the last row, the last couple, those are the people who not only seem motivated, but they had a home to sell. Though that's what we're looking for. Oh, somebody who needs to buy, needs to sell, doesn't have a realtor yet. Oh, yes. So let's now see how we get an appointment with these people. Would you be interested in having some help in finding a home?
Perhaps.
Okay.
Sure.
What you'll find is going through open houses and ads. If you've called on ads, it sounds better in the ad than it does when you call.
Oh,
you go
yeah.
to an open house, it looks good from the
Like,
front
oh,
door.
my
You
God.
get inside, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I do is I try to get to know you almost as well as you know yourself and be able to search the entire multiple listing service and databases that we have and come up with some properties that are new, and I can get you into the ones that are closer to your needs. In fact, with a lot of buyers, sometimes within 4 to 10 homes, I'll find one for you. Certainly not 20.
No, it's been a lot
Yeah.
to go through.
Would you be interested in some help?
Sure.
Okay, why don't I do this? Let me get your name and information.
Okay.
And if you'd like, we can schedule an appointment for sometime later this week or whenever works for you.
Sure. That'd be fine. Later in the week would be better.
Later in the week. Of course, if you're in a hurry, do you want to get started sooner?
I suppose I better.
Because if we do this in the next couple of days, you and I can get together by next weekend. I can run
Yeah.
some showings, or even later in the week, have you into some homes.
That's true.
Okay.
You're right.
All right. What is
Okay.
your name? Well, what is your present housing situation?
Well, we still haven't sold our house, so we're going to sell that.
Oh, okay.
But it's not in the market. I mean, it's just out there, so
Yeah, so we need some help probably.
So you probably need some help with selling your home,
Yeah.
finding another one.
we could use some of that, yeah.
Okay. Well, I would love to be the person that helps you do that. And it sounds like you need 2 things. First of all, someone to take a look at your home, determine its value and equity,
Okay.
and then that will determine, the next price range. So if you would like, why don't we set a time to get together? It sounds like if you're in a hurry, I can come by either today or first part of the week. What would work for you?
Maybe
We're gonna
tomorrow
have
night is
tomorrow?
Probably better.
Okay.
Yeah, after
Okay.
work.
Okay, so once we've sorted who the people are, we present some benefits for a meeting, and we ask them for the appointment to get together. And I'm not opposed to trying to go to their home right after the open house. Why wait? And if people are interested, say, you know what, I've got to be here till about 3:30. Are you guys heading home now? Yes, no. How about you and I meet right after this? I'll come right over. In fact, here's a philosophy you might have in your prospecting. When you block out your weekly schedule, Sunday afternoon is 2 or 3 open houses. Sunday night is buyer counseling interview or listing seller counseling interview. You don't know with whom it's going to be. But your goal is Sunday night, you're going to be in front of somebody. So it's kind of like somebody invited you to a party, but you don't have a date yet. And your mission is, I need a date for the party tonight. And if you treat your whole prospecting system like that, you're trying to find people ready, willing, and able to move. So from this section today, what I hope that you've learned is that open houses can be a tremendous source of business if, number one, you get your own traffic there, you take responsibility for making this a showcase. Number two, you ask the right questions, build rapport with these people, and start sorting out who wants to buy, who wants to sell, how soon they want to do it. And out of this funnel of open houses, what should emerge from that is people who are ready, willing, and able to buy. And open houses will once again be a joyful experience in this business. That concludes our open house section. How long have you been looking?
Oh, about 4 months.
4 months. Oh, hey, what are you doing? You can't take that. What do you think you're doing? This belongs to the owners. You can't be doing that.
That was mine.
No, it's not.
I
It
came in
belongs
with
here.
that.
I know. No.
I came in
No,
with
you
that.
get out of here. Don't you ever do that again. Gee, I'm sorry. So how soon again?
nerve.
I know. How long have you been looking?
For about 2 months now.
Oh, yeah.
That's not bad. Whoa, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm just.
Hey, you're as bad as the other guy. What's with this face? You can't take that. That doesn't. You know there's a federal penalty for that? Don't you be messing with me. Who are
It's
you?
mine.